Ready is relentless. Ready is fearless. Ready is fearing no foe. Ready for the next level? Renew your season ticket now and support Rangers into season 2021. Prices are frozen for next season and the renewals deadline is extended. Visit rangers.co.uk/renew to secure your season ticket today. Always Rangers. Always loyal.
Lorenzo, before we start talking about Rangers, let's journey back right to the start of your football career. And who was your early heroes and early influences in football?
Well, like most of the young boys, you get this kind of attitude to support the team that your dad, your granddad support. And when I used to be young, I used to support Inter Milan, and there was a kind of central left back called Giacinto Facchetti, which was the captain. There was a statue. There was some really, really important, strong, and really important for Inter Milan. He's been also the chairman of Inter Milan. He died a few years ago. But of course, when you are young, thinking about defenders, that was the intention of my dad. I used to look up always strikers, midfielders. So Mazzola was one of those, and a few others. But as the more you grow up, you're starting to think about the rule you play, which kind of play you think you can really emulate, or stealing from him some little tricks that he can make you getting better and better. That's it.
So your youth career, tell us a wee bit about how you started football and before you made the move to Barry and things. How did you get into football and who were your early kind of coaches and things?
Well, I just born very, very, very near Bari, a town at this time, a small town called Palese. And at the time, there were around more than 12,000 people there. And of course, like anybody else, you started to play football basically on the street, because at that time there were no structures, no any facilities. And we used to have a lot of land. Yeah, that's right, because there were abandoned land basically. And we used to build our own field, stealing some posts from some places where people used to work with them. We used to steal and making the goals, and making a small football pitch. So by the age of 6, 7, that kind of age, there was a team there in my town, my hometown, called Cucine del Levante, which means kitchen from the west in some ways. And they were really making kitchens, So this chairman was in love with football, but with youth football. So basically, through my dad, which has been not a professional player, but has been a good player, some decent level, he was just making a team there with some other people that they really loved the football for the youth. So basically, I started to play with this team, with some other players there, of course. Kids in some ways. And then I have to say we made a fantastic team, because through the years the passion was there and everything was honestly spot on. Players that they've been playing with my dad and they still had the passion of coaching as well. They used to be our coach there, and I started to do basically all the steps to get on top, At the age of 12, Bari just approached me, and of course they wanted me there. And to be fair, also Inter Milan approached me. But my mom, most of all, says at that time said, "You can't go in Milan. You are too far from me." So I was destroyed, because Inter Milan is something big. Don't get me wrong, Bari absolutely fine, but Inter Milan is a giant, all over the world, football world. So basically what happened was nothing. My mom said, no, Bari, yes, Milan, no, either chance, no way. So I started to go in Bari. And then, of course, I started to train in a different way as a kind of professional team. And on the age of 17 and a half, basically, I made my debut. My debut in Serie B first, and then at the age of 18 in Serie A. And from then on, all the career started. Also, it's been great in the beginning, but then I had a problem with a coach there, with the sports director as well. So after a year in Serie B, 2 years in Serie A, playing for the national under-21, I found out myself to play in the third division, basically, because I broke up completely with them. And the relations with them was very, very bad. They tried to, in some ways, stop my career in some ways. But like I always done, I'm not afraid to work and work harder, because I think if you work hard, sooner or later you will get your results. So that's what I did. Started back from lower divisions, C2 as it's called at the time. Then the follow season, C1, and then of course back to Bari, where the club changed few directors, few managers, and things like that. From that point, my real career started properly.
So from Bari, you made the move to Fiorentina, and Fiorentina are a massive club. You became club captain, your first silverware, winning the Coppa Italia. Can you talk us through Fiorentina, your time there, and how much you enjoyed it before we get to obviously the move to Rangers and things?
The mighty.
Yeah.
It was, I'm not saying a surprise move, but together with my best mate, actually, Emiliano Vigica, we had a different approach, because he was ready to go to Inter Milan, and at that time Parma was looking for me. So we had a completely different, opposite strategy of market at that time. But one day, basically, it was early May actually, we got a phone call from our chairman saying to us, guys, please tomorrow come at the stadium a bit early, because before training we need to talk about the market. If you want to bring your agents, just take in with you, but otherwise the things are going on anyway. So the next day, basically, we went at the training ground, and the chairman, with sports director, and our manager as well was there, and telling us about the Fiorentina situation. Basically, Bari agreed the contract with Fiorentina for both of us, and he said, now we are just telling you that there were still to play 3 games to go, as far as I remember, in the league. And he said to us, guys, basically, if you agree, but if you don't agree, we are not going to be happy, because they offer a lot of money for both of you. Bari is not a big town, most of all, it's not a big club. So we need that money to go forward. So please don't be stupid, even because you're going to get much more money from Fiorentina than Bari. We were not ready to go to Florence, but, after 3 days, all the main man from Fiorentina, they come down south in Bari. And Emiliano just signed basically right away, after not even a couple hours. He just signed the contract. I wasn't sure to go there, because, don't get me wrong, sometimes it's better to wait something better. But I have to say, they, for a week, they've been really chasing me a lot. Just really, they let me feel how really much they really wanted me. So after a week, basically, I signed the contract, and basically we played the last game of the season against Sampdoria home, and we went to Florence. At that time, Fiorentina was one of the 7 sisters, because at that time there was not just Inter Milan, Juventus, and AC Milan. At that time there were Roma, there was a strong team, very strong. Lazio, very strong. Parma, and then of course Fiorentina. So it was the best league in the world, absolutely, no doubt about that. so many great players, unbelievable players from all over the world, plus the Italian players were absolutely unbelievable too. So it was special, and in 2 years winning 2 trophies there is something really, really important, because Fiorentina is not used to win trophies in 2 years. Last time before that one, before they won another trophy, it was like 26 years before. So, you know, you can imagine we've been beating great teams. Inter Milan, one of those is semi-final, and then we won against Atalanta in the final, winning both of the games basically, because in Italy the Italia Cup is over two legs, and at that time at least it was. And I scored also the winner in a away game. So, you know, it was fantastic, especially because we came back home 4 o'clock in the morning, and the stadium was full. All the people crazy, just celebrating, dancing, going mad, you know. It was great feeling.
So, Fiorentina, captain, a huge name. Manchester United are interested. It's May 1997. Rangers are interested. What did you know about Rangers? And talk us through why you made the decision to come to Rangers instead of Man U. Because Man U are global, they're massive. Rangers, we like to think, are massive. But talk us through your thought process behind that one.
Like I told you before, for Fiorentina, a month and a half before, actually, already in the semi-final against Barcelona, semi-final Cup Winner Cup, I had a phone call from my agent saying to me, Lorenzo, some British team are looking for you, and they scouts, they're going to be here tonight. So, you know, be good. And I said, I'm going to play always the same. I don't care who's going to come to watch me anyway.
Always good.
That's right. I'll try at least. So basically, it was more or less May, early, very May, maybe probably April as well. I had a phone call from sports director Fiorentina saying to me, listen, Glasgow Rangers made this big move, and they offered you a lot of money to you, to us, and we got money problem. At that time, I had 4 years left with Fiorentina, so I was easier. To be fair, there was not through my mind to go away from Italy at that time, even because that moment the coach from the national team was speaking with my manager, Claudio Ranieri, and they were asking about, you know, how I could start playing the national team eventually, you know. So it was a very good situation for me. But saying that, you know, my agent said to me, Lorenzo, it's a big move, because, you know, if they pay you a lot of money, they're going to offer you a lot of money as well. That's about football. I wasn't sure to do the move, but I said, you know what? Let's go to Scotland anyway. Let's chat with these people and see what will be the impression. And the impression was absolutely wonderful, because I met Walter Smith and David Murray. I have to say, you know, everything was spot on. We have been spending there a couple of nights watching the Champions League final, Juventus Borussia Dortmund. We've been talking with my bad English at that time, a lot of things. What the idea of the Walter Smith and David Murray was to make Rangers bigger and bigger. It was a great impression, fantastic, I have to say. Plus, believe it or not, that couple of days, the weather in Scotland was absolutely gorgeous. Lomond, you can come around, as you can imagine, you know. The weather was great, so the lake, all the grass, brilliant. The nature, brilliant. And that night, basically, they were through some details about the contract and things like that. But I said to them, guys, honestly, let me think about overnight, because I'm not sure to sign, to be fair. I'm not going to kid you about this, but let me make my mind up, because I wanted to speak with my family, you know. It was a different culture, completely different approach, you know, the language. At that time, there were no family. My family is down south in Bari, so to get there at the time, they could get 3 planes, basically, because at the time there was no Ryanair or whatever. You need to get 3 planes at that time. It was quite tough. I mean, don't get me wrong, everything can be possible, but still, you know, for all the people moving so far, it's a bit complicated. The very next morning, my agent's knocking on my door saying, we've got a problem, but a good problem, very good problem. I said, what's wrong? Said to me, well, this is a fact from Man United chief executive, Martin Edwards, I think as well, yeah.
Yep.
Saying, basically was saying that, yeah, they wanted me, they knew I was there, probably signing for Rangers, but they wanted me there. Although at that time, Man United wasn't the biggest club in the world, like after a few years became, but I knew how big Man United it was. In fact, also Fiorentina, but that just because the money, they were just phoning me that morning saying, go to Man United, because Man United, I think, was offering £1 million or something like that. I'm not sure properly. But for some reasons, don't ask me what, especially. But honestly, I don't know. I felt good with the 2 main men there for Rangers. I find myself really welcome. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's extent. It's not something that you can really understand. It's something nice, very nice. And you know, I went there. They knew already because, you know, between them, eventually they found out in some ways. And I said to them, listen, just let me go through all the contract and things like that, just even because I need to see that. Because now, if I'm going to make this choice, I'm going to make the best choice for me, not for Fiorentina. I don't care. And the money between Man United and Rangers were exactly the same. So they were no different. Now, so many people, even now, after so many years, they've been telling me you should have gone to Man United. But I can tell you, it didn't work out. I trust a lot my feelings. I trust a lot my instinct. And I said, I love this place already. I like it. Okay, the weather will be worse than that. But well, Man United, Manchester is not definitely better, the weather. So, I don't know, honestly. I trusted myself, my instinct, what I was feeling that moment. I said, okay, let's sign it. And trust me, after so many years, if I go back again by time, I will do exactly the same choice. Because for anything, you know, did happen after, you know, it's been, well, some highs, lots of highs, some low. But I have to say, overall, you know, I found myself in the best place where I could have been, because I still enjoy even now when I go there. I mean, it's a fantastic feeling every time I go in Scotland, in Glasgow especially.
So the love affair begins with the fans, with you, with Rangers. Everyone's really excited. We've got the Fiorentina captain, but you have a bad Achilles injury, so we have to wait 9 months, 8-9 months before we see you.
More or less, 10
yeah,
months.
And you make your debut in my first ever Old Firm game that I went to at Celtic Park.
Oh my God!
My first one. So I was 15, and it was 20 split, 20,000 each at Celtic Park. And you're on the bench, maybe not come on. Gordon Patriots gets injured, and on comes Lorenzo Amoruso, and it's exciting. It's crazy. There's a big long free kick you take. Everybody's excited. We win the game. Next week you start against Celtic again. So
And we won again.
yeah, again, and you were amazing. So this begins the whole kind of relationship with the support. Immediately a fan's favourite. We don't end the season with anything, but it's a wee chance for you to get in before pre-season and things. So talk us through that kind of making your return on the pitch and the kind of closing season, to closing to that season, Celtic, etc. How did you enjoy that, and did it give you a taste for more?
honestly, that season was a nightmare. I mean, we knew it. Rangers knew it, the injury, because the first thing I said to the doctor, to Walter, and that I had this small, honestly, small injury. It's a spur, basically, right in my calcaneus, which takes no more than a month and a half to get rid of it. Of course, the operation has to be done in the proper way. So before to join Rangers, I had this problem, and I've been playing for at least 6 months with some injection and things like that, just avoided the pain. But I knew that sooner or later I would have done the operation. And of course, I went to see the specialist in Belgium with the Fiorentina's doctor, and he was telling me, Lorenzo, as soon as the season finished, you do the operation with me here. A month by basically pre-season, middle of July, you're gonna be okay, fine. Right. So I knew what the situation was, but of course, while I was talking with Rangers, I told the Dr. Christian, Doctor, I've got this, we know that we got information about that, but we would like to take you to our own specialist down in London. It was not the best choice. Well, not for me, because it fucked up twice, completely wrong, twice. So the first operation done basically in May, which I thought was okay, but in fact, I did all the physical training and things like that, but I was never feeling great. In fact, I had a friendly between us at Ibrox, where I scored as well with a white shirt, but wasn't good at all. After a few days, we played a testimonial match against Everton. In Liverpool, sorry. And after 60 minutes, I think I had to come off because my foot was killing me. Couldn't run anymore. I said, no chance. So back to London, another small operation, but that was just the desperation to want to go back and play again, because this doctor didn't fucking understand what the problem was originally, honestly. And he said to me, in 15 days you're going to be ready. Now, thinking about if you get an operation, no one in 15 days can be ready to play, no chance. But I was so frustrating. I wanted just to show everyone who I was. And so I said, okay, let's do it. But honestly, after 1 week, think about, I've got 42 and a half sides, my feet. I couldn't wear a fucking shoe around 45. How
swollen, big, yeah.
I couldn't stand in the morning. I couldn't walk. I couldn't do anything. Honestly, it was crazy. I was so frustrated, so I said to Walter, sorry, because starting to fear about my career as well. And then basically I said, I'm going to get an operation where I started, basically, doctor there. Anyway, just cutting out the story. Done the operation, but of course the doctor said, Lorenzo, you're going to stay out for long now. It's impossible for you to go back now. Get this operation done basically by September. He said to me, you're going to be ready by February, March, more or less. And that was the time. So, got all the training basically down in Italy, where Arfinox used to come to see me, and Graham Downey as well used to come to see me, my progress, whatever I was doing. Basically, by March, I was in Scotland, and was doing okay, actually, And that semi-final, basically, it was something very unexpected, because I didn't play a friendly, didn't play anything. But everything started basically 3 days before the semi-final, because Walter came and said to me, Lorenzo, what do you think to come with the team? We're going to go a couple of days away from Glasgow just to prepare the game. I would like to join us, to just feel the atmosphere of the game, the team. I said, absolutely fine, boss. Why not? Absolutely. I'm delighted. And that's what I did. Basically, the day before the game, straight after the last session of training, comes to me again, says to me, you look good, my friend. You look very good. I said, thanks, boss. And he said, I was thinking to take you on the bench. What do you think? And I said, fucking hell, man. I said, the bench. Don't get me wrong, it is on the bench, but, without even player friendly or anything, he said, no, Lorenzo, I saw you training very well, very hard. I think you can make it. And then you're going to be on the bench, don't you worry. As everybody knows, after 90 minutes, Gordon Petric got injured, and that was my time. And while I was just stretching and get warm, well, even I was warm because I was warming before the game, I could hear from the stand, from our side, supporters singing my name, and all the time that we're waiting for, it was a kind of fantastic feeling, honestly. It was like replay time, all the time that the supporters had been waiting for me. In fact, I was so excited that as soon as I came on, I think I just gave a fucking kick to Larsson. I was red, yellow carded, if I don't get it wrong. I had a big slide on him. I think so. It was on him. And I got yellow card, and then the game, started to go better and better. I started to feel very confident as well. Although after, knowing what happened the season after, it was just adrenaline. Because my legs, my body was not ready to, even if I played the follow-up games as well, but no, I don't know. The adrenaline was there, was just really carrying me a lot. In a good way though, plus my teammates as well, of course they were helping me a lot, but still, it was a great atmosphere, fantastic atmosphere. The supporters were absolutely unbelievable, winning against them on their field. It's something unique, special. So, winning, back-to-back cup and league in just less than a week, it was something absolutely crazy.
And by the time the second game came, the weather was not when you signed. A very wet day. I remember that one.
Yeah, it was. It started to snow as well. I remember the second goal from George Albert, as far as I remember, it was snowing.
Yep.
It was snowing in some part because you can see the footage that is start making a run and the snow is coming down. But for us, it was a happy day anyway.
Yes, absolutely. So, the arrival of Dick Advocaat, obviously a very exciting time for the support. Lorenzo was made captain. Everyone's happy about that. And it's a historic season for Rangers. First silverware you left with us is the League Cup back at Celtic Park again. 2-1 against St Johnstone. First trophy for Lorenzo as captain. Talk us through that. How did you enjoy that? And just basically the beginning of successful times for you.
I was just talking before, that pre-season, I didn't feel right. I've been training in Italy as well, believe or not, quite hard too. But in that pre-season, I felt heavy. I felt that my legs, most of all, they couldn't really answer. They weren't my legs like they used to be. I don't know. It was a strange feeling. In fact, in the beginning of the season, I was playing, but I wasn't 100%. And there was something that I found out after. So all the players that I had not so many, but that kind of injury, and they have been out for at least 9, 8 months, 10 months or whatever, they take time to get match fitness most of all, but fitness and right with the elasticity of your body, your muscles takes time, because you can train as much as you want, but football match is a different thing. Because when you're training, you are relaxed, you are thinking, you do not have opponents that they are chasing you anywhere they would like to kill you. And so it's a different story. I didn't feel right that season, but saying that, the team started to do well, and we weren't really playing great in the beginning of that season. We were winning, yeah, but we didn't play well, because don't forget that so many players signed there, new players, Arthur Newman, Giovanni Van Bronckhorst, Gabriel Amato, Stefan Klos, so many players. new players. Claudio Reina, Tugai, who else? Don't remember, but many. Rod Wallace. There were so many different players there. So the situation was that we won that League Cup against St. Johnstone, and from that point, I think the team started to believe in ourselves a little bit more. We knew that we were a very, very technical team, but what we needed was matching the other team on the physical side. And sometimes we used to take the game, I'm not saying not seriously, but we thought that just because we were technical superior, we should have won the game easily. And for that reason, sometimes we couldn't play well. From that game, which was a tough game, by the way, against the Johnson, that final, we understood that if we could match physical against anyone, then of course our quality would have came up and would have been no story anymore for anybody else. And that's what we started to do. We started to growing up all together as a team, as human beings do, and we started to winning game after game after game, ending, of course, at Selke Park with that fantastic victory, 3-0. Made piece of history there because no Ranger team before had won a league over there. So
a glorious day, Lorenzo. A glorious day.
That's is a milestone. That is a milestone. Yes. Absolutely. No one will forget that day. Also because there was so many things going on. They thought that beating us and reopened the league. Their supporters went crazy, throwing coins to the referee. It was crazy. But I have to say, our performance, our concentration, our way to approach the game was absolutely unbelievable. Honestly, we were at it, really strong, ready to fight with any ball. I've seen that game many, many times, and tactically, we were absolutely unbelievable. We were everywhere. Don't get me wrong. Day up front, they had Viduk and Larsson, two very great players, by the way. But we, myself, Colin Andre, Tony Vidmar, and Sergio Porino, we just destroyed them. They couldn't fucking get the ball. And that was something, honestly. Neil McCann, Rod Wallace, they were unstoppable. So George Albert, we were absolutely unbelievable. And I have to say, every time I've seen that game again, that was my first very important trophy in Scotland, especially the way it came, and especially after the previous season when in some ways I felt a bit guilty because I couldn't really play much that season. That should have been the season of the 10 in a row. Of course, it was something that I can't really get guilty because it was down to me. But, when you go to a new club, you get paid a lot of money. You're expecting to do well. Everyone was expecting to 10 in a row. Everyone was expecting, to celebrate and make a piece of history all over the world. And in some ways, I feel guilty because I couldn't be there. I couldn't help the manager. I couldn't help the team. And that is my big regret probably all over my career.
So that glorious day, Rangers are heading now for a treble at Hampden. Historic. Sixth time that Rangers would win the treble. A very tough game. Amoruso at the heart of everything. We have the famous shot that hits your chest and the celebration, and Rod Wallace scores a fabulous goal. It's a glorious day. Lorenzo, I was at that match as well as a young boy starting to dabble in a wee bit of alcohol. It was a very good day for me. Talk us through your memories of that one. Rangers winning the treble, Lorenzo Amoruso captain. That's historic. You can never take that away. That's incredible.
Well, we knew it would have been a very difficult game because they lost the league, they lost the League Cup. The only chance to save the season for them would have been the Cup game final. And to be fair, the game was tougher than what everyone was expecting because they were chasing us everywhere.
Yep.
But we kept our composure, we kept our mentality. We let the ball go all the time. And although Rodwola scored a goal, but I still remember we had more chances to score. The game was just imbalanced because we couldn't make the second goal. But otherwise, we should have cruised the game much, much better. And then 5 minutes to go, I remember there was some kind of strange situation where just outside the box, I think it was Lambert. Lambert had this shot on goal. Stefan was out of position, and I was, for some reason, behind Stefan close and almost on the goal line. And, basically I made a save with my chest. And, of course, everyone, especially from their side, penalty. But Hugh Dallas was the referee as far as I remember.
Hugh Dallas,
Hugh Dallas again, yeah. I think he was in the right spot to watch everything. In fact, he didn't have one doubt that it was a chest. I mean, on those days, you could have watching with the VAR. But I promise to God, honestly, that was a fantastic save for me with my chest.
Definite chest. Yeah,
yeah. Yeah, it was great. And of course, in that moment, I think their world just collapsed completely because that was the last chance to save a bit of the season. But for us, it was the opening of a fantastic celebration season because we won the treble. Celebrating, it was absolutely unbelievable, the way we were so happy. Everyone happy there. I think also for the supporters was an unbelievable situation because, the previous season it was really frustrating. They saw so many players also to leave and to go, and the manager too. So bringing them all those 3 trophies, it was very important. I'm not saying it was a compulsory to us to do that because it was difficult, but we made it. We made it in great style, and through the night, honestly, I saw so many people happy, smiling the whole week. It was absolutely fun, wonderful.
So a historic treble, brilliant. Next season, Rangers would win the double. You would miss out in the Scottish Cup because of injury. But again, a great season, some massive highs in Europe against the likes of Valencia, Bayern Munich. Rangers really unlucky. Michael Moles incredibly arrives. So it's another kind of high for us in season terms, winning the double. Talk us through that year, your involvement, and at that point, your captain, everything's strong. Your thoughts on that season?
Well, that season started the same way we left the previous season. Very well. Champions League, of course. Champions League, we found out everything started great because we found out that we had to play against Parma, the qualification as far as I remember. Mm-hmm. And we knew that Parma would have been a tougher game because they had players like Cannavaro, Buffon, Thuram, Sensini, Bogosian, Ortega, Crespo, Di Vaio. Unbelievable. What a team they had.
And UEFA Cup champions as well.
That's right. So for us, no one, honestly, I'm not saying Scotland, but I think in Europe, no one was giving us a chance, to be fair. But I have to say, in Glasgow, we were absolutely immense. Unbelievable. What a game we had. What a game. And behind the scenes, I can tell you this, I was so upset straight after the game. I was angry in the dressing room because we had like 4 easy chances to make 3 or 4-0.
Yeah.
And I was crazy with my teammates. I said, guys, we should have fucking scored goals because over there it's going to be a tough one. We should have killed them completely off. Anyway, we go through also in a away game on a great style. We lost the goal basically for a big mistake from Lionel Charbonnier, if I remember.
Yeah.
But it was basically injury time, so the game was already on, finished.
Do you remember Tony Vidmar shot that hit the bar of the post. It was incredible.
That's right.
It was miles out, and it was just that. So yeah, that was crazy game.
Yeah. We should have won that game as well. We should have won. Anyway, and basically everything was going well. Well, we were unlucky against Valencia at home, especially. We were unlucky against Bayern Munich at home as well. They got this goal from a deflection. It's crazy stuff, by the way. But in some ways, we felt so well. In fact, we went in Munich, we were strong. We knew that we could have done a lot of damage to them. And that will happen basically during the game. But sometimes when things are against you, it's impossible to do anything. We needed just a bit of luck, just a small piece of luck that game, because I still remember how many chances we had. I don't know, 7, 8, crossbar, post,
3 times.
6 from Oliver Kahn, and then Michael Moore's injury as well. They scored from a doubtful penalty as well, and we couldn't score anymore. That was one of the worst games I can think about, because I think if we had played that game another 20 games, it was really frustrating, because we knew we should have gone through. We were the strongest team there between us and Bayern Munich. But that's how football goes sometimes, and nothing you can do about it. The season ended there more or less, because we knew we were strong, we were very good. But although we went through the UEFA Cup, but still, that elimination from the Champions League, it was a little bit bitter, very bitter.
Yeah, some incredible highs that year. Rangers would finish, as said, with a double. You would come back from injury. The next 18 months, things begin to unravel under Dick Advocaat. He makes some baffling decisions. You lose captaincy. He forces you out, basically, but you stay strong. Talk us through that. I don't want to go over too much, because you've done this a lot of times and we know the story, but mentally, incredibly, you stuck with us. You stuck through it all, and Alex McLeish would arrive December the following year. And we've had Alex on before, and Alex said one of the first phone calls he made was to you, and you said, "I'm here, boss, I'm ready, I'm so happy, and I'm ready for you, and I'm ready to play." And Alex said that you were key to absolutely everything. So before we get to that point, Lorenzo, treble winning captain, double winning captain, and then it goes wrong. How difficult was that for you mentally, and how you must have considered leaving, you must have considered going?
Oh yeah. I did. Absolutely, I did. A few times.
Mm-hmm.
I don't, Advocaat rules, they were absolutely stupid.
Yeah.
Some stupid rules that we accepted, but just because it was the beginning. And we thought, everyone I think thought at that time that as more the things that were going better, probably those rules would have been easy enough in some ways, but absolutely not. There were some crazy rules, Think about just in pre-season, when you're training twice a day and your feet are very sore because you're using your boots, you're running a lot, and etc. You like to put some flip-flops, just relax between the two training or in the evening eventually. And for Advocaat was impossible, because everyone has to have flip-flops or no one is going to have it. Those rules, I don't know, you couldn't wear your trousers unless everyone else has the trousers. You couldn't use your Bermuda. In the winter, you couldn't use a wet top. Otherwise, everyone should have worn a wet top. It's crazy. Gabriel Amato had an unbelievable sponsor with Jomas, but I remember, with white boots. And he said no. And I said to him, Gaffer, Jesus Christ, Gabriel get big money from this club. That's his their contract. He's going to use fucking white boots. Well, in some ways, we fixed that as well, but it was a problem all the time. And of course, that season, I don't know for what reason, everything started to go wrong. starting with the 6-2 games against Celtic, where I couldn't, Jesus Christ, remember anything worse, because that game, we didn't play bad, although the result was bad.
Yeah.
But I can tell you, we should have scored at least 5 goals in that game. The first goal wasn't a goal for them, it was an offside. I still remember properly that. Everything was going wrong. Everything was going wrong. Plus, of course, he tried to knock me out completely, because, like you said before, I didn't play the cup final against Aberdeen because I had a problem in my ankle. I had to have this small operation done. And so we decided together with him and with the chairman to get this operation done, because we had to play a Champions League qualification in Denmark, yes, but an Elsport, something like that. So, because it was so important for the club, I said, okay, I get this operation done first. I will miss the cup final. I don't care. The club comes first. And eventually I will be ready there. While I was in the fucking line at the hospital, I got a phone call from reporters from Scotland saying, Advocaat sold you to Sunderland, and instead of you, Beth Korteman is coming. Now, think about it. I just, 10 days before, I said, okay, I'm not going to play the final. I'm going to get the operation done for the club, blah, blah, blah. What the fuck is going on here? You know? It's not nice. At least phone me, tell me what's going on. Listen, you got an offer from Britain. You want to take consideration, because I had 3 years left in my contract or something like that. Was not nice at all. So from that point, you could already understand, well, now it's easy to say, but you could understand that things that were never going in a good way that season, because he was making a mess there. Absolutely. Plus, of course, every time we were losing or not playing well, he was complaining with everyone, players, the field, the referee, the press, blah, 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 all this, but never once I saw him saying to us, I'm not saying newspapers, but to us, guys, I made a mistake, sorry. I thought that would have been the best tactic, but it's not, didn't work. You know, it was no good. Till the point that a day we drew, we lost a game at home, as far as I remember. So I went to the dressing room and said to him, Gaffer, we are not following what you're saying. We need, of course, I was angry with my teammates in the dressing room, because there was no more unity. And I'm a fucking winner. I want to win anything. I want to fight, most of all. If I lose after I fought, then fine, no problem. But if I see players that are going to fucking fight on the field, I go angry, I go mad completely. So, but that has been always my attitude since I was 6. So it will never change, that attitude. It's impossible for me. So I went in his restroom saying, Gaffer, Jesus Christ, we are not understanding what you are saying or what you want from us, or probably we are not doing it. But we need to come close each other to get this season starting in the proper way, to get better. And from nowhere he says to me, well, Lorenzo, you know, I was thinking you are full of pressure in this period, because at that time I broke up with my girlfriend as well. So the press was starting to chasing me, doing things, but I didn't care about that, because football for me is my life. Anyway, and I said to him, what are you fucking talking about? I thought that's a proper life. That happened to anyone in this world. So I don't understand why you are making such a mess. No, because I said you're nervous. I'm not fucking nervous. I'm just angry. I'm angry because we are losing games. We are not playing well. And then from that he said, well, you know, I was thinking that maybe taking away the armband away from you and taking off some pressure. I said, pressure? What are you talking about? Lorenzo plays always on the fucking field. Armband and armband the same way. It's not because I've got an armband that Lorenzo plays well or plays bad. My attitude will be always the same. Then I realized in an instant saying, wait a minute, you're fucking not taking not even a chance to say that you're making some mistakes in this fucking situation, is it? You're blaming me now. Well, your attitude in the dressing room, you know, I said, well, you know what? Fuck you. From now on, will be just good morning and good evening. Don't talk to me anymore about anything. That's it. And then he made everything worse, because, you know, you're thinking in a situation like that, with the experienced player who got in the dressing room, George Albert, Stefan Klos, Sergio Borini, you think one of those will become, Arthur Newman, by the way, he's captain at PSD, will be captain. he made captain Barry Ferguson, 19 years old. Don't get me wrong, everything went okay for Barry, but Jesus Christ, you made a young boy like that captain, which would have been probably so much pressure on this guy. It was the second season he was playing for as a professional. It's crazy, So I went mad. I said, you know what? You're trying to fucking just take off pressure from you, not from the team. And that is absolutely nonsense because you should protect the team, first of all. You are saving your fucking ass. Anyway, basically what happened was I just made a phone call to my agent, say, listen, get me out here because otherwise this guy is not going to finish in the right way because I can't play with this fucking stupid man. It's no worth it for me. No, I'm going to lose my head. And of course, the season finished in the wrong way, thinking to get your way. Well, during the previous season, Rino Gattuso was not good enough for him as well, and he had to go. George Albert away as well because he was not good enough for him. So the atmosphere was absolutely crazy, really bad. And of course, I thought they would have gone. But before basically the end of the season, David Murray just phones me up, says, come in Edinburgh, I need to talk to you. I say, Gaffer, I had 1 year left in my contract at this time. So I go there, he said, well, of course, I went to Sunderland to speak about the thing, but I didn't want to go there. I wanted to stay there. I said, I will fight for my place, but I'm not coming in Sunderland. I'm sorry, Gaffer, but I'm not going. Anyway, David Murray says to me, what the situation, blah. I say, Gaffer, this guy is just mad. He never takes, responsibility of what is going on. But it's too easy to fucking show himself just when we win. And when we lose, Jesus Christ, that is not a task of a good manager. Don't get me wrong. I'm not a manager yet, but that's the way I feel. That's the way it should be. But believe it or not, I said, I'm not going to sign a new contract. I'm sorry, because he wanted me to sign a new contract. I said, no, Gaffer, I'm not going to play with this guy. No chance. No way. I'm going off in Italy, and then my agent knows that I would like to go, blah, 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 blah. Through the summer, I have to say, David Murray always been chasing me. Please, Lorenzo, don't go. Don't be stupid. Don't go. But, when you lose your confidence with some person, your trust in someone, it's very difficult to get back. The season didn't start well either. The summer, unfortunately, for some reason, I didn't get a good move because my agent, of course, was looking for some move, but no team were good enough for me at this time. I didn't have a decent solution. So I had to stay. My agent said, Lorenzo, you go 1 year left, and then you go free transfer. So you will see. People will come for you there. Don't you worry. So I had to stay, but I knew that the feeling was not great. And in fact, the season didn't start well at all. But for some reason, we used to play well in Europe. And the league, by November, we were very, very far back, Celtic. In the cup, we were doing well. And in fact, last game for Advocaat was as far as I remember, the Paris Saint-Germain game,
yes,
as far as I remember, which we played an unbelievable game, both, especially away from home. Even there, it was unbelievable the way I couldn't imagine the team play again and that well, because that Paris Saint-Germain was a very good team.
Ronaldinho,
Coach, Arteta, so many great players, by the way. And then, of course, I had a couple of games banned because due to the yellow cards during the season. And I said to him, I'm going back home, go see the family for 3-4 days. And while I was there, basically, I had to come back here on Scotland on the Sunday, the match. I think it was on Sunday, match game against Motherwell. And basically on the Thursday probably, I got this phone call from a number that I didn't know. And so I thought it was a reporter or whatever. So I answered, hello, who's talking? And they say, hi, Lorenzo, is McLeish, your manager here? And I said, yeah, right, yeah, who's the fucking talking about here now? Who's taking the piss? And the gaffer would say to me, Lorenzo, is McLeish here? I'm the new manager at Ranger. Say, yeah, guys, please. Now I'm fucking in Italy. So the gaffer started to go, honestly, upset, really, because I didn't recognize. When I saw, his voice going quite loud, I said, what the fuck is going on here? Sorry, gaffer. I said, there was someone taking the piss. And he said, Lorenzo, I know you've seen the family down there, but, I know you're coming, whatever, Sunday. I would like to see you in the dressing room before the game. Although you can't really stay in the dressing room all day, you need to understand. But please, can I say, guy, I was just planning to do that because we need to do that. And basically, Alec, what he did was just, make things right. Bring him back that confidence, that trust in the player, that kind of feelings to play for the jersey, to play for someone that really needs to win. Rangers needed to win. And in fact, that season, although the league was already gone, but we were capable to win the Scottish Cup and the League Cup, especially against them. The first important game, that was the turning point, the quarter-final against the Celtic at Amden, where Per Contma had that screamer. That was a game that twisted the season completely, because we started to feel much confidence. We felt really strong. We were showing them that we were back, and that was the situation. Don't get me wrong, Alec wasn't just just good. He was bad at time as well, because to make things go in the right way, it shouldn't really be all the time good, because we were having problems. And but he was good on be a very good man manager, and that was the situation. That was the whole work, basically, to make things working properly for us.
As I said, we've spoken to Alex before. Alex has been on the podcast and spoken with us, and he said you were like, getting you back was like a new signing. There was a newfound drive. That win over Celtic, we beat Ayr in the League Cup. One of the biggest cheers that day was for you when you lifted the trophy. You must have known that the fans were with you. And then we head towards what was one of the most famous Scottish Cup finals victories ever. It was replayed in Scotland just a couple of weeks ago. It was incredible. I spoke to Maurice Ross, who was brilliant that day. He was on the podcast as well. We spoke to him, we spoke to Alex. Talk us through that for us. Talk us through your memories of that, your memories of the kind of end of the season, heading towards a big push which would bring your second treble at the club.
That was kind of a game that was making a really a turning point again for us, because the quarter-final, the previous that we won against Celtic, I think for them it was not a big advice. I think it was just a coincidence, just something that came from a long shot from a distance. They lost that game because unlucky, and we knew that we were definitely chasing them. We were almost there, and so that final, it was basically the show off of the Rangers' return in some ways. It was a very tight game, but 6 months before, we should never have won that game. But the way we approached the game, the way we started the game, the way we kept the game going, although they were just playing quite well, I have to say, but we never felt on the field that they were better than us. No way. We knew in some ways that we could have won that game. And then Peter, of course, made a fantastic game, Fabio Caniggia. But we knew that. We knew that sooner or later it would have came because we were back. We were definitely keeping the game under control. And in fact, from that point, the following season started to get better and better for us. Although there was a very strange final of the season, especially for the league, but it was down to us because we were cruising by 7-8 points, something like that, as far as I remember. Then we drew
Dundee,
games, Dundee, wherever games we drew, we lost stupid points ahead. So we end up basically that unbelievable game, last game of the season, to winning the trophy. But saying that, after so many years, I have to say, winning the league in that style has been even better because for us it was sweeter. For them was definitely bitter, very, very bitter.
Now, that last day, we spoke to Shota Arveladze on the podcast that came out today, and he says that was his favourite ever Rangers game. He says it was favourite ever goal, and of course, now it's a standing joke at Ibrox now. If the centre half tries to cross it and he doesn't do it, it's Amoruso would have got that right on his head. That was unbelievable, Amo. It was like you were a left winger. You turned the boy, put in an amazing cross. Arveladze heads it in. That was an incredible day. We were ahead, we were behind, we were ahead, and then of course the penalty in the last minute. Dramatic. Talk us through Rangers beating Dunfermline 6-1. Talk us through your skill. How did you get that cross in? Talk us through everything.
That game was a very difficult game to play because it was no game you couldn't really control. It was a game that you should have do as much as you could, as long you could, because the normal win would have probably be not good enough. And normally, in normal game, if you're winning 2-0, 3-0, 4-0 or whatever, you're cruising the game. You can just save a bit of energy, you can control. But in that game, although we knew some news because, on the bench, there were some people with the radio, whatever, but still the situation was not under control. It was any time could have happened something wrong. And then, of course, we just scored right away. Michael Moss, the first goal is about Michael Moss scores soon.
Yeah.
And then they equalized after a few minutes. I can remember that the stadium for a few seconds just went blank completely. But then, of course, after a few minutes, the supporters started to sing it again and cheer us up, just pushing up. And there was this, I don't remember if it was a corner or something, but I was up there, I think it was a corner. And in some ways, the ball was very long. So I understood that I couldn't really get the ball with my head. So I started to chase the ball there. And while the defender was coming, I could see from the back of my eye that he was just closing me down from my left foot to put the cross in. So I twisted on the other side, and I saw Shota basically cutting from the second post to the first post. I said, I'm going to try to put the ball hard, not high, but quite hard. In fact, if you remember, the cross is not very high, but it's really strong. Yep. And then I said, he needs just to touch it. If he touches it, gets the goal, it's going to be a fantastic goal. And honestly, it's like if I saw the goal already in my mind. Honestly, it's crazy. But anything happened like I wanted. Unbelievable. And it's been great, fantastic action. But although, I've seen that action a few times and it's brilliant. It's very nice. But at this time, I couldn't celebrate much. I couldn't really enjoy much. It was no chance. We needed to score more goals, and that's what we did. Honestly, there is a picture of me, which I have in the house somewhere. I don't remember where. Basically, at the end of the game, just on my knees, happy but completely naked, tired. Because honestly, that was a game that you couldn't save a tear of energy. You should have gone on and on all the time because, you know, anything could have happened. But thanks to God, thanks my teammates as well. We had a fantastic game. We had a fantastic scorers there. We scored a few goals. 6-1 finished, yeah.
Yep.
And, you know, we started to celebrate. And although people think, because I read a few times that we were not really ready for the cup final because we've been drinking and celebrating. Yeah, we've been drinking and celebrating, but trust me, no one underestimated Dundee that day at all because we knew what Dundee was capable of. It was a tough team at the time, very difficult to play. They used to make team play worse, very bad. In fact, also in the cup final, it was not a very good game. Although it was very warm, I remember that, very warm, but still, they used to change anything. They used to cut all the lines of the passing. They made teams play bad, really bad. In fact, I think probably one of the worst final I've seen in Scotland, to be fair. But saying that, you know, Neil McCann made this fantastic delivery on my head, and thank God, you know, with my head, I made a fantastic goal, so the party could have started. But that has been, it should have been probably the happiest day of my life. But for some way, did turn in the saddest day of my life. Because I knew something was going on, but I wasn't sure yet. There were so many things on. The club was in very difficult problems about money. And, you know, I didn't make any decision and I just wanted to stay. That's what I said to Alec. I said to him, I would like to stay here. I was thinking about Lorenzo, testimonial game for Rangers, 10 years, and that's it. 6 years, another 3-4 years down the line, and then retire with the Rangers top on. That was my idea. But unfortunately, didn't happen. And God knows how really sad I was that day. Because I know that, don't get me wrong, like we say, God in some ways sends you some signs, you know. And what happened to me that day was a great sign because, you know, man of the match, goal scorer, second treble in 6 years. That's a big sign. That's a man of the match. That is a big sign. So I said to myself, while we were celebrating, I said, if I have to go, I think really this is the best way. I can't find anything better to say thank you very much to everyone at Glasgow Rangers and the club, because that's the base. It's like a movie end. It's something special, unique. But of course, even if I knew that, honestly, I was so frustrating. I was so sad because 6 years for foreign players, the way I've been living in Scotland is a lot of time. And honestly, God knows how much I wanted really to finish my career there. But unfortunately, as I said, couldn't do it. And that's it.
Winning the treble should be a really happy day for the support. I was at that game. 2 reasons I wasn't happy was you, Arthur, everybody leaving. Yeah, and the other reason, Lorenzo, sunburn. On the old head, I was bright red, honestly. So I went and had 2 pints in the pub, and I had to say to the boys, I don't feel well, I need to go. So that was a difficult one. But that obviously was your final game. One of the most successful players that we've had. You're now in the Hall of Fame. So let's journey back a wee bit and kind of, we like to end these things. You've been brilliant with your time, and we've loved hearing from you. It's been great. You are a legend with Rangers Hall of Fame, as we said. So, a couple of quick fire questions. Your happiest moment at Rangers?
I was very lucky. 10 trophies, honestly. But if I have to pick one, probably my debut. Yeah, I have to say that one because it was like get life back. For someone like me who loves football so much, stay away from football for 10 months. It's crazy. It's mad. So coming back, showing what I was capable of, winning that game too, which was no bad start at all. It was great. I was very happy. Very, very happy. Probably, yeah. It was an emotional day for so many things there. Of course, my comeback, one of those. But personally, when you win, it's always great. But that day had the proof that I could go back where I left a year before, basically. That was something special for me too.
Your favourite goal with Rangers? Because you scored so many headers against Celtic, free kicks against Celtic. So do you have that goal up at Pittodrie as well? Was incredible.
That's right.
So
in fact, I scored a few free kicks very, very well. Also, a couple of free kicks in Champions League. Qualification against Haka, another one against Helsingborg, wherever. But the one in Aberdeen, it's unbelievable. Also there, it was a special goal because of what happened between the supporters. The game was basically suspended for half an hour or something. Scoring the goal like that, for a defender with my left leg as well. It is. Every time I saw that goal, I see that goal, I say, Jesus Christ, what a goal I scored. Unbelievable. Yeah. Fantastic.
Next question is from your old teammate, Bob Malcolm. He wants to know if you can play golf yet.
Actually, since I came back in Italy, I didn't play much because not many my teammates or friends play golf. So going to play it on my own is not really the best. I've done it a few times. Don't get me wrong. Eventually, when I get older, then I'll try to do it again.
And finally, Lorenzo, before we let you go, I just want to say personally, thank you very much. You'll not remember, but when you came back to Glasgow, you used to stay in a hotel called the Menzies Hotel.
That's right.
I was the night manager there, and we've had a drink together. This was 15 years ago. It was a long time ago. So yeah, we met before, and I would have told you then what I tell you now. You're a Rangers Hall of Famer. You're a legend of the club. So thank you for giving up your time. Finally, a message. Do you have a message for the Rangers support?
The message is, guys, keep going what we've been doing in the last few years. Be strong, because sooner or later we'll be back there. Where do we belong? This coronavirus it is a mess. But from Rangers' point of view, I think it just makes things better and better, because we got more time to think about it, the team, what we need to do. Because down to the point, basically the whole team in January, we were definitely strong. Then for some reason we lost games, we lost points, we lost confidence. And that makes me think if the team needed really to understand that you can't really slow a little bit the pace. You need to keep running. You are not in the condition that you can really go slow now. So this break needs to be used properly from players, manager, and also the supporters. But I always have a faith in Gerrard. I think he's the main man. Some players need to stand up and be counted in some situations. But sooner or later we'll go back there where we do belong. Be the champions of Scotland, for sure.
Lorenzo, thank you so much for giving up your time to talk to us on 4LadsHadADream blog and podcast. You've been fabulous. Thank you so much. Stay safe.
Thank you. Cheers.
Stay safe and take care.
Take care, guys. Yeah, be home. Stay home, like we say in Italy.
Thank you, Lorenzo.
Ciao a tutti.
Bye-bye.
Ciao, 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 ciao.
That was an incredible insight into Lorenzo Amoruso. We could have talked all night, I think. He's been very generous with his time, and it was just wonderful to speak to him. Lorenzo's a guy that I have a lot of time for. somebody that I think served Rangers wonderfully, showed magnificent mental strength to come over such a difficult time under Dick Advocaat. And that's questions that he's answered a lot. I didn't want to be too much focus on that one because we know the stories, we know what happened. But to speak to Lorenzo tonight has been fantastic. So I hope that everybody's enjoyed this. We've had some brilliant names on: Alex McLeish, Shot 4LadsHadADream, Michael Ball, Stuart McCall, Ian Ferguson, Neil Alexander, right back to the very start when we had Stevie Smith, Andy Little, Derek Johnston, Gordon Smith, and Lorenzo's just another fantastic name. I hope that you're enjoying these. It's a huge thanks, as normal, to our sponsor, Custom Kitchen Factory guys, and KGM, our sponsors as well. They are brilliant. They help us do this. They've given us money to renew WordPress for the next year. We've got 1 million hits. We're going to go for another 1 million. And it's just been brilliant. Your support for 4LadsHadADream has been great. Myself and Chris, who normally does podcasts with me, are really thankful for your support and all your kind comments. We hope you enjoyed this one. Lorenzo's a legend as far as I'm concerned, a brilliant Rangers captain, 2-time treble winner, Hall of Famer. It's been brilliant speaking to him. Hope you all enjoyed it. And a huge thank you to the guys over at Gersnet. Stuart Franklin sets this up, gets it all edited, and he is a good friend of mine, and again, brilliant editing and doing these things. I'm very thankful for him. So get yourself on Gersnet. Come and find us, and 4LadsHadADream on Twitter as well. Until next time, it's been another brilliant to talk to Lorenzo. It really is a dream come true speaking to these guys. So until next time, thanks for listening. Ignore the nonsense, the irrelevant, and the noise.
Loyalty to Rangers is what binds us, and together we are stronger. Launching for the 2021 season, the MyJers membership program is a new way to get even closer to the club you love. It's the one place where you can access benefits like ticketing priority, club discounts, and exclusive competitions and experiences. There's even a limited edition welcome gift when you join. Visit rangers.co.uk/MyJers to join today. Always Rangers, always loyal, always rewarded.